So seeing as we solved television today for the father for the first time, maybe just scoop up a few more terms. And the history is what I was wanting. Who invented it? Oh, and the word television comes from. Ooh, well that's a precious gem there. The Greek is +1 tele, and Latin visio, far sight. 1907. Huh. Who was the original inventor? Oh, this would be a big. This would be a huge. Who are some of the key names? Oh, fax machine. Mechanical television. Well, it's kind of weird. Electronic. Well, that would just be a huge bunch. I'm here to solve the main word. Oh yeah, and then you have a flat screen. We'll maintain the offset of +1. Yeah, exactly. VHS. That's cool. So, here's a. Let's study that a little bit more. Oh my. So yeah, a cathode ray tube is a flawless father offset. I think I've mentioned this one before. Equals father +90. Television is father +72. And then a plasma display also works. I'm just getting some extra gems here. In fact, that equals cathode ray tube. See how patience is so rewarding in this exercise? See that? Amazing. So cathode, first you had, so cathode ray tube is father +90, plasma display is the same thing. Oh yeah, and then I had the word remote control come to me. Both are father, father. And very obvious. And then and then if you have several, then you get the beautiful. Wonder who, there's so many names behind it. And then yeah, satellite is +1. So much. Cool. Okay. Well, as you study the history of it and get some more details on it, you'll scoop up more. Whoa! But that's the main thing. It's a television. Television. So now I want to just quickly look at, oh my gosh. Yeah. There were so many people involved that it's not really worth picking one person. But what I want to do is analyze the word television and find a few exact fathers in it. So the most important thing to point out is that the number of plus 2's outdoes the number of plus 1's by 2 exactly, just like the word father. That's how it works. And then the rest of the letters all divide by 3, just like in father. Now, I want to, and this of course parallels telescope and telephone, which are both father, and scope equals father, and phone equals father, okay? And then the tele just provides multiples of 3. In fact, it's 42 multiples of 6's from father, and I've preached on that before. But I would like to just find a few other examples of, just analyze this a bit more. So, wow, the most beautiful thing is that take the bookends of television and compare it with the TH. That gives you an offset of 6. And then you just shoot for 6's on the bottom. I would, but I also want to check the dead center of this. Oh, there's 3 points less than father. Like, that's just amazing. There's the word Elvis. Now you know why Elvis was so famous. He equals water, by the way, plus 1. And yes, his favorite music to sing in private his whole life was gospel music. You can watch that Truth video on YouTube free. It's called He Touched Me, featuring the gospel music of Elvis Presley. And every component of Elvis Presley's name is plus 1. Elvis Aaron Presley. First, middle, last. Let's see, what else do we want to... These and LV. Let's see, how do I want to... Yeah, I would take the EVI. Then you just shoot for 6's. You know, an EVI is 36, an S and E is 24, an L is double 6. Wow, this is amazing. So look what I've just seen here. I've just got multiples of 6. So the T and the N differ from the T and the H by 6 points exactly. And then an L is double 6. A SE is 24, quadruple 6, and IO is 24, quadruple 6, and then the EVI is 36, 6 times 6. So that the Trinity is maximally glorified while Father is pointed to in the letters television. And I would like to look at a little more symmetry. Let's just quickly paste that. And let's do a little more work here. Yeah, the dead center was ridiculously 55, 5 points less than father. Oh my gosh, the whole thing is wrapped perfectly in love. Very famous love, the word note. Put that in red. Oh my gosh, television contains the word love. And I have been led by the Lord to find love from the very beginning of this journey. But there's love, letter for letter, in television. Wow. And then if you go that route, then again I would compare this TN to the TH for a difference of 6. You found love verbatim, and then an ES is 24, and then an II is a which divides by 6. So that's a beautiful way of looking at the 6's within, because you got love, and then you got which divides by 6, and then you got the II. Amazing. And then there's love and the word note and perfect bookending like that, and then you got both of these letters divided by 3 pushing in. Oh my gosh, look at the pairwise 3's from the inside out in television, wrapped in love. I mean, think about how much knowledge you have gained about your Father's world by means of a television. Think about how many words you've received, how many people you've looked at, how much news you've watched, how many movies, whatever, documentaries, all because of a television. Like, it's just amazing how God wants everyone to see his story. So a V and an I, good night, that's your 31 that differs from the T and H in the center. Then everything outside of that, like if I can make a symmetrical painting, which I will, there I've just made a perfectly beautiful symmetrical painting between Father and television. And television is wrapped in love, okay? In red equals love, the word note, okay? This parallels differing by 3, and then the team blue divides by 3. Team gold is glaring because they are the official letters that divide by 3 in Father, and they also divide by 3 as slotted down here. Okay, and then the A and the E equals 6. Well, that parallels the E and S, which equals quadruple 6. And then, like I said, the centers are offset in 3s perfectly. They differ by 3 exactly. TH differs from VI by 3. And then note equals love wraps the whole thing up to yield your overall offset in television, pointing to God the Father. So the current date and time for historic purposes. And of course, I am looking at a screen for all this. You know, screen is +1 as well, 64. But there you go, television. And then if you add the word set onto it, so you talk about television set. Set parallels with Christ perfectly. Okay. In fact, it's 33 less than Christ, so television set will divide by 3. But television, it stands, is gorgeous for Father. And then a color television is pure 6s in front of that. It just keeps the offset going from Father, and it's just awesome. Television. There you go. And we solved television today. In the name of the Father, God the Father. There it is. Awesome. Other things you can see, like an I-O equals to FR, the E is the E, the T is the T. Just so amazing. And then I always like to check just in the back is like 57 there. Television. Okay, we hit that one really good. And then we solved the remote. You know how Father loves the remote, don't you? The remote control. Remote is like disturbingly perfect for Father. Like just you pass the remote. Hey, where's the remote? Hey, who lost the remote? You know, classic. There it is. Just like Father. 3 + 2 is a single + 1. 2 letters divided by 3. And best of all, remote is accomplished in exactly 6 letters and 18 strokes. Just like Father is accomplished in 6 letters and 18 strokes. So, Father owns the remote. Father's in control, as in the Heavenly Father. Don't try and take the remote away from Dad. He knows what's worth watching. Okay. That's fun. Our favorite type of TV is a documentary, isn't it? The truth we want. Look at this. Documentary is gorgeous for Father, +1. In fact, it's Father plus the great 81, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Documentary. Father plus 81. Offsets of 3. And it is, you poke around and like check the middle and look for more Father. You'll be like, oh my, look what else we see here, kids. Okay. Documentary. Looks like you can go on a tear for terms in TV land. By the way, TV land is +1. Oh boy. Cool. Live via satellite. Okay. Television. This is God's world, man. The Father's world. Wow. And I always like thinking what's on top, like physically. That's one of my, so let's see, television antenna. How do you spell antenna again? There it is. Yeah, so let's then go, wow, television antenna equals the street that I live on, which God revealed to me was +1, the famous 199. They're very obvious +1 too, because there's the pair of 9s and then there's your 1. So, television antenna. +1, why is that? Well, because Father's on top. And as you study these letters and search for Father within this, you'll just be even more shocked about how, yep, Father's on top. He owns the antenna. There on the end I got 34, which is right at the center of Father, and here's another 34 at the center of Father. You're just like, the more you study it, the more you'll be amazed. And I would add the word the in front, because then you push it up to a nice, lovely, even number, the famous 232 for Father. Okay, so that's what's on top. Like physically speaking, when you look at a television, especially the originals, like an old television, what's on top? Oh, well, clearly the antennas are on top. Now, this is cool. If you just refer to, if you say in plural, and there's nothing wrong with saying antennas. I think that's what most people would say. Antennas equals 88. Wow. Okay, a very famous offset from Father, +30 over the 58 of Father. Antennas. So you look at the original TV. What's on top? What's physically on top? Oh, the antennas are on top. So Father's always on top. So, you know, solve what's on top. The antennas. The antennas are on top. It's pretty fun. Oh my gosh. The vintage box set. Ooh, box set is just a great set of letters. I'm just hitting it out of the park here for you. Box set is a great Father set of letters. It equals the same digits as Father's. Letter for letter, you got 3 + 2 is 1 + 1, 2 letters divided by 3 is perfect. That is what you call like the box set. Tune in, kids, to, I don't know, News, Sesame Street. And then famous TV companies. Everyone knows Sony is very famous. Samsung is very famous. I'm mentioning +1s in particular. Sony and Samsung are two of the market leaders, but there's so many brands you can go on a tear scooping out the +1s. But Sony and Samsung come to mind as market leaders that are both +1s. You can go into your local store and get more. Oh man, that is good. Woo! Okay. That is crazy. So, what's you know, volume, power on is +1, volume is +1, and oh yeah, God doesn't give us just one channel, He gives us many channels. So channels is flawless for Father, 4 + 1s over the 2, or 4 + 2s over the 2 + 1s, 2 letters divided by 3. Aha. So channels equals Father plus 18. Can you find Father in channels? I'm sure of it. I'm pretty darn sure of it. You just need to pop off the 18 points, which you can do that. I see one way of doing that. You can pop off the word ale. And what's glaring to me about channels is that the two N's equal the TH at the center of Father. And then the and then the A and E are in the same position flanking it. Oh, now you're going on a real magic carpet ride. And you're seeing, because there's all sorts of numbers and names of channels, like the Discovery Channel, the Learning Channel, the Sports Channel, the News Channel. Whoa, but you see clearly how the name above all names, Father, is basically at the dead center of this word channel. In fact, it is at the very center of the word channels. Like I said, there are many channels that God has given us. He's a generous person. And so you don't have one TV channel. You have multiple TV channels to the glory of the Father. Now, I should mention right off the bat that YouTube, which you are watching, God willing, is flawless for Father. Okay, God ordained YouTube to be called what it is and to prosper like it has. YouTube is flawless for Father. 3 + 2 is 1 + 1. The rest of the letters divided by 3. It's 109. It equals Father plus 51 divided by 3. Okay. And of course, Google is +1 for Father as well. the parent company. But look at Father and channels. Like go to, there it is. I've said enough already. Wow. Flawless equivalence at dead center. And then of course an F and an R both divide by 3. That would most perfectly match the C and the L. And so, but what's cool about that is that's an odd number. And so what happens if you hook up the pair HS with that team, that also makes 3 times 3 times 3, then Team Blue equals 42, the same digits as Team Blue and Father, which is 24. So there you go. I've just solved all the world's channels, whether you're talking about water channels, TV channels, radio wave channels, brain channels, blood channels, any kind of channels that beat have now been solved to the glory of God the Father and the Holy Trinity at large with all those beautiful 3s. There it is. That's amazing. TH equals NN, differing by 6s each one. AE equals AE, 6. FR divided. You heard it here first. And then Team Blue is 42 versus 24. Same digits, both dividing by 6. Good night. So that, like I said, channels equals Father plus 18. Wow. So, thank Father for all your TV channels. What else is on top? Tuners would work, plural. Television tuners. Satellite, I've solved them. Satellite is like the means by which we get this broadcasting. Satellite is a huge, awesome word for Father with +2s exceeding +1s by 2, and letters and strokes divided by 3, just like in Father. Home, home on the range. This is my TV set. Oh man. But antennas were on top. And of course antennas are on top of like bugs and insects, which is why I feel led to mention the word antennas. Or you can say antenna tips are on top. Like you could word it like that. Say what's on top? Oh, antenna tips. +1. But antennas. And then, oh yeah, we were going to look at antennas. You have to pop 30 off to get Father exactly. I always like checking out the center. Oh yeah, you can easily pop 30 off. An N and an E and an A is one way of doing that. Or you can take the 2 N's. Oh, why don't you just take the 2 N's and the 2 A's? That's Galera. Oh no, wait, sorry. Yeah, and then the rest equals Father, and it's got the famous nets again. It's the periodic table of the elements. So that's a beautiful way to find Father in the antennas. That's on top of the ancient TVs. Another word that comes to mind is receiver. Typically, you might have a receiver on top. In the modern world, you will have what is called the receiver. So this is mind-blowing, how antennas equals 88 and receiver is 3 points left. So in the modern world, you have what is called the receiver. Back in the day, it was antennas, which technically were the receiver. But they both parallel Father, different by 3. And miracle of miracles. In both words, the number of +2s exceeds the number of +1s by 2 exactly, just like in Father. Look at the +2s in receiver, very beautifully spaced. And then just like in Father, the front and back letters divide by 3, and you get these bonus letters that divide by 3 in there. It's all very perfect. And of course, then you talk about a wide receiver, and we are the receiver of everything. There you go. So I like solving what's on top, the receiver. Oh, another word just came to mind, the cable box. Sometimes I feel like the cable guy here. And by the way, the cable guy is also +1 for Father. I mean, thank the cable guy. Here in Canada, we have, Geek Squad and all these organizations, to serve and install, and it's all very fun. But the cable box is on top. The cable box sometimes go, and look at how flawless your cable box is for Father. Well, there's your 3 +2s, your 1 +1, the rest of the letters all divided by 3. In fact, it equals a lovely 64. So cable box is on top for the Father, and you also have the cable guy, which is 18 points higher than Father. So what else is on top for Father? You got the cable box, okay. Now we solve closed captioning. Photofunia. Oh man, I hate to say it. Well, actually, no, I love to say it, but that brand, as we see in this photo, Photofunia is Oh no, that's +2. Not quite. There you go. So we solve the antennas. There you go. We solved. We solved your television. Woo! Vintage. Oh boy, the screen. And of course it's the screen plus, and when you say the silver screen, that's a double +1, but there it is, folks. There's television to the glory of God the Father. And these are what you call knobs, okay? Let's just add a little more flavor to this. You know, we solve channels. Well, how do you get to those channels? Well, in the day of old, it was knobs, man. And knobs is +1, +3 over Father, Father +3, very nice and simple. And again, the reason that's very easy is you got 3 + 2 is the 1 + 1, the rest of the letters divided by 3. So you got your knobs. Oh man. And it's a program, a television program. And then of course, everyone's favorite is the news. Let's not kid ourselves. News is like the simplest word to glorify Father. 3 + 2 is a single +1 in order. News equals Father +3. Okay, so there's a big confirmation for you on knobs. Okay, throughout history, many radios that had knobs and many television sets that had knobs. Well, what were those knobs used to tune into? Well, more than anything, the news, because people want truth about this world more than anything else. And so from the very beginning, radio and television was for news. And you know, to this day, it takes prime time all the time. The 5 o'clock news, the 6 o'clock news, now it's 24-hour news. But there you go, news equals Father +3, knobs equals Father +3. Woo, we're just solving everything in television land. News, you can solve your favorite channels, go nuts. Just everything has a name, you can go nuts. You can solve the Discovery Channel, you can solve your Find Father and all this stuff and go on a tear. Now that is a television set. Oh man. Father's on top. Okay, we hit that one really well. Or you might have plants on top, but plants is +1. Okay, we really solve television, the big things pretty good here. Cathode ray tube, that was just an obvious solve. Like all of these are as a cathode ray tube. That's what it is. So I would take a couple seconds just to, and then the latest, and then of course now you have LED and you can solve all that stuff. But I just marvel at the perfection of all this. Like look at the cathode ray tube. Like the number of +2s is exactly 6, and they're very special, like the word the and then TBE, like practically the same in Father. And then the number of +1s is once again 2 less, just like it was in Father, no less. The repeated +1 is the A. Like, are you seeing like the repeated letter? Like every television of old was a cathode ray tube. Like that's the science lab where it came from, like cathode ray tube. And it's glaring. 2 A's of +1, and the rest of the letters all divide by 3. And, you know, no less it starts with 1 divides by 3, just like in Father. There's an R sitting right there. And then the O and the U make the famous 6 times 6. So you're just like, what more can a man ask for in the cathode ray tube for the Father? Cathode ray tube +90. Father, you know, the origin of the TV was the cathode ray tube in some science lab, and to this day it's just flawless. Okay. Done. Done. What else are you going to solve for Father in TV land? This is how news came from abroad for Sony, King brand, of course. Sony has been a pioneer since the dawn of time. Like that is a Sony tube, man. Woo! Yeah, set it on fire. Woo! Okay. Sony is in the house. RGB I've solved before. Okay, so maybe I'll just jump to a few modern television. Just it's fun though getting a little words that. Oh yeah, and you watch television. The word watch is flawless for Father. Jesus left it for his last word multiple times because Father gets the last word. And it's just the obvious words that come to mind. And then people can scoop up more nuggets. So let's just, this is fun. I mean, we're the first person to solve television in the history of the universe in the name of the Father. So we're getting more gold on this. We're going deep. We're satisfying our word palette, and it's just a pure pleasure here. By the way, we're using a Google search. Google search, for the record, is +1. I mean, it's all very ordained. Google is +1, and then search equals love. And then engine equals search, another love. So it's just Google search engine, solve for Father, or Google search all by itself. It's very easy. Google equals Father +3. And now they have Google News. Google is actually one of the best means by which people get news these days. So Google equals Father +3, News equals Father +3. It's like who's in charge of all this fantastic goodness? Well, God the Father is, and that's how He takes the glory for it all. It's simple math. Okay, that everyone can do. So okay. So watching TV, that's the key word. Watching television. What do you do? Oh, you watch. Okay, and watch. By the way, how does the word watch compare to television? I mean, again, it's Father -3. So it's all for the Trinity at large while glorifying the Father. And I mean, look at all the letters that are shared in the word watch, like bang. But actually the coolest thing is the WA equals the FR, the TH equals the TH, and the C differs from the AE by 3 points perfectly. You're just like, okay, clearly Father owns the market on watching. And of course, God the Father is watching all of us as we watch TV. I mean, that's the coolest thing of all. God the Father is watching everything all the time while we watch things. Father's always watching, so be careful what you watch, because Father's watching what you watch, and you want to make sure it's clean and pure and holy. And then you have a flat screen, so that'll be an offset. You have a flat screen, you can have a round screen coming up next. And Sony's they have a round screen +1 curved, and JVC and all these brands, you can solve them. And then you have a television stand. Okay, so stand equals Father. So stand and star, like a lampstand. This is straight from the book of Revelation. Jesus standing in the midst of the 7 gold lampstands and the 7 stars. Well, star equals stand equals Father. Okay, so you have a television stand, Father. It's all very good and simple. Then you have speakers. Speakers is +1, and you solve all this stuff. Okay. And then key words that come to mind. It's all about resolution these days, and resolution, just like revolution and revelation, is flawless in its design for Father. Okay, so God the Father is sovereign over all the television resolutions that are being spit out now. In fact, we're getting a stunning number of these Father +90s. Look at this. Cathode ray tube equals Father +90 equals plasma display equals resolution. And they're all just flawless. The golden piece has been revealed, and now we're just scooping up all the gold like a madman for Father, and it's really quite ridiculous and embarrassing. So, resolution, just like revelation and revolution, is just perfect for Father. Okay. I mean, look at how similar. And then if you have a New Year's resolution, so resolution, revolution. Look at what God has ordained between a resolution and a revolution. Isn't that beautiful? The word love is sitting right there backwards in revolution, but look, he just swapped out one letter that differs by 3 points exactly. So, resolution, of course, equals Father +90, and revolution is Father +93. See that? And then you have a revelation, which is what all of this is of course the famous Father plus, this stayed the same, and now what's so cool is the E and A came along to make 6. This was 6 times 6 up in here. So it's just very obvious for the Trinity. So revelation is significantly lower than resolution. And it's 30 points less, right. This is Father +63. But it's all very lining up perfectly. And then all these words end in Father, the famous shun. Attention, Father gets the last word with T-I-O-N. Resolution, revolution, revelation. Father, Father, Father gets the last word. God the Father. Don't argue with Father. He gets the last word, always. But in TV land, it's all about the resolution these days. And it always will be, apparently. You know, resolution. Pixels we've solved, and it's all very fine and tidy. And then dimensions is another word that comes to mind. That's +1 in this category. In fact, dimensions equals revelation. How fitting. I love it when I get words that just like follow with numerically with what I had, even though it's okay. And everyone's favorite device, the remote control. And remote we solve for Father. Control is +1 for Father. Like, oh, it's sitting right there. Yeah, of course. The NT compares with the TH in Father, and then it's just pure sixes. Like, look at how obvious control is for Father. NT differs by 6 in the center. CO, 666. R, 666. OL, pure 3s. You're like, okay. So we solved a remote. Solve all the channels. Streaming T. Now everything's online. It's all very easy and convenient. Samsung. And then you can solve big players in TV. And yeah, it might be fun just to solve some of the latest, like just quick little. There's a stupid number of television manufacturers, though. I mean, that's why it's satisfying to go to the roots, like to go to the origin, the history of television. Because when you scoop up the root, you take the glory for the whole tree. So that's why I like digging deep and getting the origins of anything. Who was first? Who was the pioneer? Who? What were the initial patents, and what company was foremost in the research and development process? And whoever Nipkow was that has this named after him, I'm just seeing that Nipkow is like flawless for Father. And it's just flawless. 6 letters, 3 + 2 is 1 + 1, 2 letters that divide by 3. The 2 letters that divide by 3 equal the FR in Father. So here we go. Paul Julius Nipkow proposed and patented the Nipkow disc. And disc is also +1 in 1884. This was a spinning disc with spiral pattern. Cool. So it's going to be shrouded in a lot of different names, but that's something someone can do for homework. All right, so we did justice to television. Largest, maybe we'll just quickly, largest TV manufacturers in the world. What is the current state? Just to solve a few brands of the modern day. And I'm focusing on +1s here. Wow. Who's green? Who's number 1? Oh, others. So Samsung. Haha, there you go. Samsung +1. Samsung is the largest. Oh my gosh, but the word others is flawless for Father too. Others. Wow. Others is the same digits as Father, but Samsung is on top. Oh man. +36 from Father. Oh man, that's the same thing as the Fit for Less gym I solved today. Samsung, Father +36. And I always like to poke around a little bit. 52, it's pretty sweet, front and back. It's got your... to pop off 36... I don't know if that's possible. I am not seeing it right now, but that's okay. And S plus a G is 26. Yeah, I don't know if you can, but that's fine. There's water in it. What is SGM? 39, 3 points higher. Okay. 21 + 21. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Samsung. Bet you if you added your R for copyright. Yeah, Samsung with an R now flawlessly equals love father. Wow. Yeah, there it is. And can you find the love flawlessly? I don't. Yes, you can. There's love near the center of Samsung. And then so all this, oh yeah, the famous SUR then comes alive to make father. And you can choose SUR, SUR, or you can go SNGR. So there you go. Samsung, complete with the R for copyright, as it's all over the universe, equals love father, the greatest commandment. But I would actually say father first, because father is the more important than our loving father is the fact that his father love is the root and sustaining force like of everything. So Samsung, complete with your R copyright, equals father love. Bang! Samsung is in the house. You could do a little more careful analysis with Samsung and point that the A and the A are in the same slot. I like shooting for symmetry, like an S difference from there is pure threes, and E differing from an N is nines. Okay, so you got this gorgeous parallelism here. And then you must cluster these guys together to make your final 3 fest, and that would then yield 3960, which divides by 6 just like this, 24. So I see a lot of flawless beauty there. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is really going to hit it to you. And of course it contains the word sun, which equals love. So you could have popped off this sun and then get father wrapping it. So it's really obvious for Samsung equals father love. Why not pop off the sun, which equals love, and then this is your other way of getting father perfectly. Okay. And then the reason you must include the R for copyright is because that's the last letter, R, which equals the last letter of father. So of course all this left over in Samsung equals this at the front of father. Are you loving this? This is holy truth, man. This is the real universe in which you live. Like, this is it. This is God's story, and he says, call me father. No other spelling. Like, you gotta say father. You gotta say my name father. If you want your prayers answered, you gotta obey what Jesus told us to do. Jesus said, when you pray, say this, our Father, who art in heaven, and he's sovereign over the English language. So you gotta call him by the right name if you want your prayers answered. Would you answer the prayers of someone that didn't even know your name? You say, no, you don't understand. I want you to call me Derek. Call me Derek. And if they still don't get it, you're like, this person doesn't even know me. Father, Samsung, father love. Wow! And then look at this breakdown. So what just jumped out at me is that the THE actually equals the SN as a bonus. Okay, the A equals the A. And then what is just screaming it out is that the F and the R are 6 and 666, and then what's left in blue in Samsung is 6 times 10. I mean, it's just giving it to you. So Samsung has been solved to our satisfaction, and they are the largest manufacturer of televisions at this present day and age, to the glory of God the Father, over which God is sovereign, and we solved others. And then LG, oh my gosh, LG is number 2, at least in, oh wait, this is 2015 over here. They've done a graph, but LG is actually number 2, and LG is, of course, 19 plus 1 for father. And they're trying to say life's good, but they should, LG is plus 1 for father. And TCL is not. Sony is plus 1, they were a pioneer. Hisense, that's a new one. Hisense is flawless for father, 79. Skyworth, really? That's a new one. They didn't even exist till 2012. All right. Well, they're doing quite well, and they got a good name. Apparently they just burst onto the scene, and they have a gorgeous name, a flawless name for father. Number of plus 2s exceeds plus 1s. They have the word worthy sitting right there, which is like the famous praise. They have a very good name. I'm here to say that Skyworth has a mathematically excellent name, and so does Hisense. And I see both of these companies increasing in market share year over year. You can see that Skyworth is taking over. I mean, the TV market is very competitive, but Skyworth is a large-scale high-tech corporation. Alrighty, Chinese, of course, and so if I do Skyworth, well, so they do tablets and TVs. Okay, I'm just saying they have a great name mathematically to glorify Father, and their market share is increasing. Skyworth, I love that name. Skyworth, that's a great name. Skyworth, Chinese holding company. Since 1988. Good name. They're on the up. They're on the up and up, folks. Panasonic is not quite plus one. You can find Father in all these, you can find things in all these brands, but I'm focusing on plus ones. So Samsung is still the king, and LG. And officially it's LG Electronics. So let's take LG to the proper distance here. LG Electronics is now going to be, oh my gosh, a nice even number on top of Father. In fact, it's the Father plus 84. Genius. And then if you add your R for copyright, you just go higher in Six's land, and now you brilliantly have, of course, Father plus 102. And like I said, as you study these letters, once again, the number of plus twos exceeds the number of plus ones by exactly 2. Like, not kind of 2, not like sort of maybe, not like 2.5. It's like, no, precise. Like, no one is escaping this fact that there are 26 letters in English, and it's all being funneled into computers and in internet websites, and there's no middle ground on these 26 letters. So LG Electronics is flawless for Father, letter for letter, count for count. And then what's disturbing to me, once again, is the first letter divides by 6. The last letter is R. And then there's just all this gold of like 3s littered in here that all divides by 3. And furthermore, it divides by 6. You got an L double 6, a CO triple 6, an R triple 6, an IC double 6. The R was triple 6. The L is double 6. Now you know why LG Electronics is such a big player in the story of God. And it's all for the glory of God the Father. So, if I may, pull up LG Electronics Wikipedia page and just reward ourselves with what it is that we've just solved once and for all eternity in the name of the Father. I forgot the word wiki. Let's see what it is that we've just solved, and how big it is, and how old it is. They've been around for 58 years. Well, what's amazing about that is 58 equals Father. So happy birthday, LG Electronics. They were they were founded in October 1958. Well, it is October 2016. That's amazing. They were founded in 1958, and 58 equals Father. And here we are 58 years later, 58 equals Father, and I'm solving LG Electronics to the Father. Oh yeah, that felt good. And man, now you're in love with the year 1958, aren't you? Like, there's something magical going on here with this 58 equals Father. So the founder was Ku In Hua, the original gold star. But hey, it's LG Electronics today. So LG Electronics Incorporated, and then add your Incorporated, and then of course Korean is a flawless set of letters for Father as well. Father plus 6 is a South Korean multinational electronic. How many people? 82,000 people. 119 subsidiaries. Global sales of 55.91 billion. In Korean, 59 trillion. And they do home entertainment, mobile, home appliance, vehicle components. The CEO is Boon Jun Koo. Well, I'm here to say that Boon Jun, as printed here, is flawless for Father. In fact, it equals 85, the same digits as 58. And it's got, once again, class, 3 plus 2s, a single plus 1, and the rest of the letters divided by 3. So Boon Jun is in the house, and he is not disappointing. And his last name parallels Christ, so he gets this gorgeous 3-fest. Boon Jun Koo is the CEO today, and he's doing well. Who is sold In 2011, LG Electronics was the world's second largest television manufacturer, of course, after the great Samsung. Oh yeah,